Okay, that's me. As is my custom, I've prepared a speech. This is regarding, one second, I'd like to stop this and turn this, if you will indulge me. One second. This is regarding the petition to call a special meeting for the removal of sitting directors. On October 22nd, the Board of Directors adopted two resolutions. One resolution directed the Comptroller to review the written request of unit owners requesting a special meeting and to provide a list to legal counsel and the Board Secretary of any persons who signed the written request and who had any outstanding assessments against that particular unit. Unfortunately, although Mr. Forfa has met with me and has reviewed with me the list of those unit owners who signed the request and also had outstanding assessments, and he did indicate such on the charted list of signers, he has been unable to provide to me or legal counsel his formal list. Mr. Forfa has been working on not only his usual duties and the need to review this written request, but also the implementation of the new Yardi computer upgrade, which required, as you all know, a shutdown of the computers and staff training, along with the annual GTCA budget, which must be adopted within a specific time frame. This perfect storm of responsibilities has taken priority with the Comptroller and the accounting staff. The other resolution directed me to review the written requests of unit owners for a meeting and to report to the Board the results of that review. In order to fulfill the Board directive, I am making a preliminary report to the Board and to the unit owners tonight. This report is preliminary since I have said Mr. Forfa has been unable to formally validate the list of signers who weren't eligible to sign due to outstanding assessments, although he has provided me with such an uncertified list. Pending formal approval by the Comptroller, the list has not been submitted to legal counsel for review as required by the Board resolution. However, I have reviewed the information, documents, and records available to me so far, and subject to final review by the Comptroller and Counsel, my preliminary review reveals the following. The petition submitted to me on October 14, 2009 was received with each page being numbered for a total of 189 pages. We assigned a number to each contact portion on each page that contained information, either partial or complete, either signed or unsigned. There are 366 contact portions submitted. I would like to add here that there were really actually only 365 numbered names, but the last person on page 189 indicated quite clearly and accurately, I might add, that she was signing for two apartments that she owned with her one signature. So I gave her two numbers, 365 and 366. One for each clearly identified apartment she listed, and that brought the total numbers on the petitions to 366. We did not include any contact portions that were submitted having already been crossed out. After removing 66 redundancies, those are for duplicates and triplicate names, and some people did sign quite a bit, the petition contained 300 original unique names of persons claiming to be unit owners. Of the 300 original unique names of persons claiming to be unit owners, in total, 145 names are invalid. Following is a breakdown of those 145 invalid names. 79 are listed as having outstanding assessments against them as of the date of the formal receipt of the petition and would therefore be ineligible to vote or request a special meeting. An additional 64 of alleged signers have indicated that they do not in fact wish a special meeting of unit owners for the purpose of recalling 3 directors to be held as stated in the petition, and either deny their signature reflects such a request or have withdrawn that request. An additional 21 of the signers are not in fact listed owners of the units in question. They do not own them. An additional 5 of the names have no signatures, and another 5 names are invalid for lack of identifications of themselves or the unit. If you add the numbers, 79 arrears, plus 64 withdrawals, plus 21 don't own here, plus 5 didn't sign, and 5 unidentified, you reach a total of 174 invalid names, more than the 145 I just stated were invalid. As some of the numbers overlap and this will be indicated in the final report. It is clearer and easier to state for the purpose of this report that of the 366 total names submitted, 300 names are unique, and of those unique names, 145 names are not valid. Therefore, the remaining names, the net number of legitimate unit owners requesting a meeting of unit owners which appear to be valid is 155, which is less than the 25% of unit owners required under the bylaws. Remember, the bylaws state that a special meeting may be called by the secretary when so ordered by the board or upon the written request of members representing not less than 25% of all the votes entitled to be cast at such meeting, end quote. This, of course, is a future meeting, so all eligible voters are the 1,076 units plus 32 commercial units less the 3 GTCA-owned units, which equals 1,105 units. 25% of 1,105 is 276.25 units, or 276 unit owners. I am, of course, saddened that this could not be put to rest tonight, as it has caused much derision amongst our neighbors. It is my hope that Mr. Forfar will be able to present a formal certification to council and myself in time for a formal written report to be presented to the board at its next meeting. Once that report is received, I will request a formal vote from this board as to whether there is a need to hold a special meeting of unit owners based upon a detailed review of the reports to be submitted. Any questions?
Thank you.
Were the total arrears deducted from the total amount of units? You know, when you have so many arrears from the 1,076 units or 1,110, whatever you said?
No, I'm giving a report on the petition that I received.
Right, but you said it didn't reach the threshold.
Well, I'm just saying, yes, it didn't.
Right, but do you have a number that you have to remove from the 1,010 so units?
No, you don't have to remove those. All people, I can repeat what the bylaw says. I quoted it for that particular reason. And it goes on about special meetings and who can ask the secretary or the president can call them, blah, blah, blah. Special meeting may be called by the secretary, quote, when so ordered by the board, or upon the written request of members representing not less than 25% of all the votes entitled to be cast at such meeting in the future. No one knows, and it's you. Yeah, no, I'm saying. I said unquote. No one. Well, I'm not done speaking, Barbara, if you'd allow me. That clearly says it's such meeting, which is referred to in whatever format would be presented. So, since no one knows who can vote at a meeting, just as you don't know at elections. I mean, you can be in arrears now, Franco, and when it's time for elections in March, you can pay your bill. You can go down with a certified check and they'll let you vote.
Right, but you're supposed to deduct the total number of arrears from the total number of units.
No, you're not supposed to do that. I don't
Please,
know
no
you're
further
saying
discussion.
that.
I think
One at a time.
is that what was done at the last
Yes, it
recall?
was.
No, actually,
Yes, it was. Yes, it was.
excuse me.
Please, Barbara, raise your hand.
Actually,
Please.
actually, what was done last time wasn't necessarily right, but let me explain clearly what was done last time. If you're under the impression that Mary Ellen removed all of the people in arrears from the overall 1,076, you're mistaken. I have all that information. She did not. There were.
Yes, Barbara.
I also have that information, and I believe that Ms. Hoffman is mistaken.
Excuse me, Barbara, would you say it again?
I said I also have that information, the information about the total number of owners who were in arrears for the 2007 petition. I do believe that Ms. Hoffman has misspoken.
See,
Please, Gail. Say it again, please. Can you give a number? I mean, you're just simply making general statement. She misspoken in what
I don't
respect?
have the papers with me.
You know what, Barbara? Let's then do this. Because
I will
rather than
submit it
making,
in writing.
please, don't need to.
Okay.
We have a next meeting. You will be able to make your case.
I promised everyone an update.
Thank you much. Thank you much. I'd like to make a statement. Actually, read a little statement. I'd like to read a little statement. I was privileged to see a letter which was distributed, and I would like to just read. I'll be very, so please bear with me. I would like to take a few minutes.